What's good, gearheads? Welcome to Ultra Radio. What's going on, you beautiful heaps of metal? DJ Diabolica here to accompany you on your unholy crusade through the layers of this wonderful place that'd give even Smithic Birmingham a run for its money. I'll be here playing you the best tunes that'd get even the most slothful of sinners on their feet, so don't go anywhere. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. Just a few things I've got for you today. Traffic reports on the I-69 of the Lust Layer is currently closed off for the rest of the day. A tanker carrying a buttload of pheromones is jackknifed and lost all of its cargo, which led to the entire inner layer getting a little bit frisky and starting arguably the biggest orgy in Lust Layer history. His Majesty King Minos would be proud. Bit of bad and good news there for everyone. Speaking of royalty, it seems that they finally found a worthy successor to the throne. Cleopatra from the distant lands of Egypt will be coronated and crowned the new queen on February 14th. Man, couldn't have chosen a better date myself. Just got off the horn with the Violent Slayer rail lines, and it seems there's going to be a strike happening tomorrow. They're getting treated right, and the pay's great. Just that they're expecting a phalanx of earth movers to advance on their head office and cause a little ruckus. God, I wish I was there. Could go for a little bloodshed myself right about now. Right then, let's see what's been going on in good old HE double hockey stick, shall we? Well, first off, we're seeing a lot of robots who rep the old red, white, and blue trying to get in on some particularly oily shenanigans over in Hades. And by shenanigans, I mean forcefully taking control of sectors to mine for oil, which will be used to fuel fire starters under the guise of spreading democracy. Old habits die hard, I guess. Something's kicking off over in the heresy layer now. Seems that there's a drug epidemic making a few of the demons borderline rabid. That's not even the worst part. They're also getting visual hallucinations where they claim to see great ones. The hell are those? Wait, is that those two Australians that drink for a living? I don't know, but it sounds pretty heavy. So, if you're in the area and someone asks if you want to take a hit of blood from the healing church, I'd highly recommend you pass that on to me. Come on, you kidding me? Those great ones sound like a hell of a time. Okay, something a little lighter now. Ever since our blue friend first went on his unholy crusade, there's been a lot of other robots and creatures, both divine and unholy, coming out of the woodworks. And you know what? It's incredibly warming to see. Who'd have thought that, huh? One little robot just killing to soothe the rumbling in his little belly, giving a bunch of beautiful creatures the confidence to come out of their shells. You gotta love it. If you're one of those wonderful creatures, Ultra Nation's happy to have you. Let's see what we have for you today. Oh, just a heads up for all of you, there's a bounty on a particular machine amongst you that is seemingly boycotting the use of the Knuckle Blaster. What? Now, the Cybergrind dev team has said that they put up a 1 million P prize.
How
That's
much?
It, one followed by 6 zeros on the twisted son of a gun's head.
Twisted?
Jeez, talk about draconian.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sedezita Retail Park in the Lust... Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Just getting word from the dev team that the bounty has been taken down. That's right, the prize is no longer up for grabs. Poor little guy decided to do the job for us. Kind of messed up that had to happen. I mean, look, the only time the thing's necessary is for gunnerman shields, but hey, I'm no combat expert. I'm just a DJ. Got some news up from the Limbo Lair. People are to keep an eye out for one Frank the Filth. He was last seen in a rice field yelling at the souls fresh from the surface. He was also seen in the metropolis of the Violent Slayer with the Pink Stray, who would go around harassing both demons and machines alike, asking them stupid things like, "Why did you leave me?" or "Give me the coochie boss." He used a different word than coochie, but this is a radio show. Gotta think of the little imps out there. Well, what's been going on down here? Well, not long ago, it was actually the day of the Snakes of St. Patrick. So this weekend, the rivers of greed were flowing with nothing but dry stout. Demons from all over were flying in to taste the sweet Irish nectar, to celebrate or mourn the loss of the thousands of snakes that were led to their demises by that devious old bastard, St. Patrick. I actually went down there myself and had a couple of pints. Very, very, very nice. Then a couple of gluttons had to ruin the fun and get violent, so I stepped in, killed them both, and drank their blood, so I was thriving. I mean, come on. Dry stout and blood. That's like my ideal cocktail. Anyway, a big happy Snake Day to all of you wonderful people who are celebrating that. Something going on in the fraud layer now. There's a band of demons going around harassing the denizens of that layer called the Alternates. They're going around mimicking people in both voice and looks, threatening people, and even going as far as to eat them. Oh my god, that sounds awful. The Malabranchi has since then released multiple forms of media to educate the people on how to stop or prevent them, and announced the creation of the Mandela team to tackle their antics. Why do they all of a sudden care of people mimicking voice and looks? Like, they know where they are, right? Do they know what fraud means? Someone should tell them. Anyway, moving on. Some news from Tartarus now. They're currently experiencing a surge in undead souls of monsters, ranging from dragons, wyverns, and dinosaurs. Those aren't major problems. However, the one big problem is the very, very angry monkey who has officially been categorized as near prime soul level. Oh my god, how angry do you have to be just to will yourself alive again? Pity the guy who took his banana. Anyway, in hopes of combating this, Elysium are sending in their most elite monster hunter, Crimson Ruse, to put a lid on the whole thing. Hope his anime moves are enough for a near prime soul level opponent. Shoot, I might get over there myself, get in on the action. Lend the son of a gun a hand. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, he don't need me. But yeah, if you're around the Tartarus area, watch yourselves, people. Got a few juicy little stories for all of you beautiful gearheads today. The Silverhair duo responsible for their recent gluttony attack has been captured and detained after an incredibly smart play from the boys in Puke Yellow. Miraculously, there was no casualties, and in fact, there wasn't even a fight. Just an oversized box, a stick, a piece of string around the stick, and that box was covering a pizza and a bloody apple. Well, that's surprising. Guess they put all of their points into strength and a big fat 0 into intelligence. In the court hearing, they actually had a few words for the judge.
Look, Your Dishonor, it was all a misunderstanding. I was having a sparring session with my brother here.
Which I was winning before we were rudely interrupted.
Not true, but that's not important. I was beating my brother to a pulp and I was about to land the cleanest stinger known to man. Then out of nowhere, a guy with mouth for hands and a nobody came in and knocked me off balance. After that, I just saw red.
Indeed. It is incredibly frustrating when your focus is lost. Especially if it's to two demons who are worth less than scum. They're not worthy as my opponent. I was this close to landing the final blow, too. It would have been 2-1.
Oh, bite me. Having your doppelganger go on all fours behind me while you shove me over him does not count as a win for you.
They proceeded to argue for over 30 minutes, to which the judge had them relocated to another layer.
I mean, what? Were you expecting them to serve time? This is hell! Come on!
Okay, something from one of you guys now. I have in my hand a letter from a curious fan, and it reads as follows. Dear DJ Diabolica, very nice opening. Hopefully this letter reaches you well. I've been listening to your Ultra radio station for a while now, and I have quite a question. Oh, well, do tell. Seeing as to how you had to fend off ULTRARADIO, you must have had a tool to do so. So I ask, what are your preferences on weaponry? Best of wishes, Flesh Dadbot. Now, first off, may I just say you have phenomenal grammar and spelling unlike ULTRARADIO. Makes a nice change. Now, as for preferences of weaponry, I tend to use my bare hands whenever I can. As I'm primarily a machine, I need all of the blood that I can. So instead of getting all of the blood on a sword or a gun or a hammer, getting it on my bare hands is just the most efficient way. However, if the other guy's a bit of a big toughie, like we're talking David and Goliath situation, if that's the case, I have a weapon that was gifted to me by a wonderful friend from an off-planet lab, and let me tell you, it is a big freaking gun. Hopefully that answers your question, Dadbot. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Now, I have left the biggest announcement till last. Ultra Nation, the Empire is expanding. Or at least it intends to. With the help from some very kind and annoying multiversal mercenaries, we're incredibly proud to announce the birth of a new radio station, which is based in a sorry little corner in a multiversal Earth called Twilight Gap. And I think they're on right now. How about we tune in? Good morning to all of you beautiful humans, awokens, elixir, blogs, grenade, whatever you are. Welcome to 104.6 The Gap. I'm your wonderful host, Astronomica, And this is your go-to place for all of the astronomical bangers and latest goings-on out there beyond the final frontier, so don't go anywhere. Just one little story I have for all of you today. The cerulean sector of the Polaris galaxy is sounding a bit dangerous to be hanging around right now, as the head of the Kragmite Empire has somehow found a way back into that plane of reality. And if that wasn't enough, they've recently just declared war with an off-galaxy faction known only as Tyranids. The Polarian Ministry of Defense is urging people to keep away from capital planets and to stay on their home planets whenever possible, and to only planet hop for mandatory reasons. And I can't be reading this right. The minister has reached out to the Imperium of Man and, a single Lombax! A single Lombax to help tackle the two problematic factions. The hell is a Lombax? Well, if they're just sending one in, I'll write a mental note not to piss one off. Oh damn, that sounds awful. Still, can't help but think. I wonder what Kragmite blood tastes like. Sounds like it'd lube up the gears perfectly. I'll have to get over there myself one time. Anyway, that was Astronomica. When you get some time, please go over and say hi from me to them.
First of all, on Ultra FM First, we have a sponsor. You heard that right, and it's all thanks to the wonderful folks over at the Karen Cruises. You know, Diabolica exclusive here. I love traveling, and whether it be to the blood-stained sands of the Violent Slayer battlefields or the perpetually frozen mountains of the Treachery Layer, I can count on Karen to get me there. There's a bunch of stuff to do on board as well, and if you want my personal taste, get a glass of on-tap Clyfoth cider at the bar and listen to the live music, with iconic acts such as Slayer, Pantera, and none other than John Lennon himself. You're bound to have a good time. Not satisfied? They're also honoring Ship of Souls tickets for customers who booked before the recent V-model attack. So, do yourselves a favor, next vacation, book yourself for a Karen cruise. Thanks so much again, Karen. Just got a report from the authorities up in the Gluttony Layer, and it seems the entire layer is on lockdown. This is due to a Silverhair duo wreaking havoc and massacring any demon it sees. Jeez, it sounds like a bloodbath up there. My kind of party. Furthermore, for the listeners out there who need a job or have a death wish, a bounty has been placed on the pair. 666,000 Ps for the lucky son of a gun who can bring them in, dead or alive. Happy hunting, people. One final note for all of you. A few of you metalheads deserve a very big pat on the back. Recently, an event called Ultra Charity was held by a very generous bunch of the community, where they clubbed together and rained hell on the unholy denizens and donated a whopping $4,100 for Outright Action International. And all of that money is going to go towards working with the LGBTIQ groups all over the world to stop gender-based violence and discrimination. How about that? Good to see there's some people out there doing God's work after he up and left.
Before all that, though, we've got a couple of news bulletins for you. One for the sport enthusiasts out there. The Olympic Winter Games just kicked off down at Lake Casitas yesterday with a killer opening ceremony. And that's not an exaggeration. 4,000 demons were wiped out due to a pyrotechnical stunt. Not as big as last Olympics massacre, but oh boy, it was a stellar show. So if you're in the Casitas area tomorrow, be sure to drop by and see the snowboard cross event. 9 of the best boarders throughout of the layers will be facing head-to-head to take that top medal, so do yourselves a favor and check it out. Got some interesting news from the Green Layer for you all here. Ex-Emperor Mammon is in some pretty hot water after, get this, donating some of his wealth to charity. That's right, eyewitnesses says that they saw the former ruler of the layer not fighting for their gold like everyone else, but giving it away. Huh. Talk about a character arc. Just a little politics news for you now. Asmodeus, Belial, and Satan have been disqualified from the democratic election, and Lucifer himself is currently under investigation for identity theft. This follows emerging accusations that during the live debate, bystanders claim that they saw 4 copies of Lucifer. The alleged real Lucifer, one wearing a top hat and a theater mask, one wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, and one copy, which is 3 smaller Lucifers in a trench coat. Lucifer's lawyer, Mr. Richard McFadden, says that Lucifer has nothing to say at this time. Now, as per usual, I've got a few news stories that I've got to fill you all in on before we get to the real juicy stuff. One of those stories being that Her Majesty of the Lust Layer, Cleopatra, has officially decreed that it should be the month of love every month. Honestly, I'm all for it. So, for those that don't know, the month of love derived from a celebration from the surface world, which was called Pride Month, where the whole idea was to celebrate everyone's unique identities and for everyone to be prideful of who they are and what or who they love. It's a very, very nice thing to see. Speaking of which, though, I hope that last month was very, very fun for all of you. Sorry I couldn't be there in person to celebrate it with all of you. I was occupied elsewhere, but my thoughts were with you. I want that to be known. Also, for the closed-minded individuals out there questioning the legitimacy of the month, here's His Former Majesty Minos making a speech addressing the month of love enjoyers.
One would be untruthful if I said it failed to make me proud of all of ye. Ye are all individuals after my own heart. Ye choose not to submit to outdated traditions. Ye choose not to receive judgment from those who are content with societal norms laid out by ancient minds. Instead, ye have chosen to stand against them. Live thine lives in a way that's truthful to thyselves. To unify as one against the ever-growing waves of those who crusade against ye and thy livelihoods. It's for those reasons alone where one must bestow my gratitude upon every single individual out there.
Checkmate. Okay, moving on. I'm getting a word from the traffic crew that there's a huge pileup on the road coming in from the Land of Shadow due to the record-breaking number of Tarnished being slain. The authorities are refusing to release the identities of those responsible for the culling as of right now, but if they're listening, you're all cold, devious bastards. My kind of crowd. I'm just kidding. Oh. This just in, authorities are going to be sending out pamphlets and other bits of informative stuff to anyone who is going to be in the Land of Shadow to prevent the build-up getting even bigger. One of those said pamphlets I have in one of my very hands. Let me read the first section for you. Try finger butt Huh? Oh my god. Hang on, let me try another part. Fortnite? The hell? What's this one say? Missed or who wrote this? Someone with brain rot? Now, moving swiftly on because I fear if I delve deeper, I won't be the same person I am right now. We have some news from up high. I know, how crazy is that? There's a rumor going around that they're planning to rebuild the council. Now, whoa, hold on. Before you raise your pitchforks up, this one's gonna be a little different. Instead of multiple people from the same sect, they're encouraging people from all kinds of walks of life to apply for a position. Though when I say all walks of life, they mean all holy walks of life. Who said elitism is dead, huh? Anyway, there's a couple of rumors going around that they have already gotten a couple of candidates lined up, one of them being from the once thought extinct Lumen Sage clan, and another individual from the incredibly controversial Order of the Sword, who were responsible for the scandal in Fortuna all those years ago. Well, I'm sure if they don't bump into any devil hunters or witches, I'm sure they'll do a dandy job. Looks like things are getting a little spicy over in Avernus right now, as the Natural Preservation Committee are witnessing an invasion of a particularly dangerous tadpole species. This is after a Mind Flayer nautiloid took a dragon attack right where the breeding chambers are. These tadpoles are notorious parasites and are known to crawl into a person's eye while they sleep, then turn the host into a Mind Flayer after 3 days of excruciating ceremorphosis. Oh my god, I'm getting pains in my head just reading that. The Natural Preservation Committee has made a statement telling anyone who sees one to exterminate them on sight to prevent any further breeding and or parasitic infection. Now, if I may throw my hat in the ring here, Ultra Nation, size 2s love those little guys. Found that one out when I went fishing with some tiefling friends in the area. So, Gearheads, the choice is yours. Get stomping or get fishing. You guys remember Parasol? The company responsible for the surge in demon machine hybrid population? Well, they're collabing with some interesting folks from the location only known as The Other Place. Head of the collaborating company, Jebediah Christos, saw the combat potential in the hybrids and wished to tap into that latent power. To no one's surprise, it was actually Mr. Hayden that started the talks in hopes to further enforce the march into the next step of evolution. Wonder how Hayden's doing. That was a pretty nasty parry I dealt to him. Whatever. Hope he doesn't hold a grudge. Finally for the news, the budget for Hell was discussed yesterday in the Greed Layer. Yeah, you already know. The seemingly Sisyphean task of spending money to look after the citizens of Hell. Oh, well, guess it doesn't sound so hard when you say it out loud. Anyway, Lucifer and the bankers got together to discuss public spending and discussing the idea of taxing good deeds. In fact, Lucifer spoke further on this.
I understand that this idea will inconvenience those who are trying to make amends for the sins in their past life. However, you know where you are, right? This is hell. Eternal damnation. Eternal. It's in the name, people. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna start charging you for being good little demons because we can. Get f***ed.
Oh, well. Don't think I've ever seen the old man this jovial before. Think I preferred him as the serious kind. Anyway, moving on. That's it for all the news stories today, so just to remind everyone, please keep your eyes peeled and uninvaded if you're traveling through Avernus. Last thing you want is tentacles protruding from places they shouldn't be. That's gross. Anyway, moving on. Now, as you all may recall, it was Queen Cleopatra's coronation not very long ago. To be specific, February 14th. I know, I said this before, couldn't have chosen a better date myself. Now, anyway, the new Queen of Lust was greeted with open arms, and in some cases legs, by all of the Lust Layer's denizens. She had a few things to say in her first ever layer-wide addressing. It was mostly professional stuff like promising a bountiful rule, dropping inspirational quotes. Pretty sure there was a keep calm and carry on in there, but you know, boring stuff overall. However, there was one little part that I think everyone loved. Take a listen.
Creatures of lust, my gratitude to all of you for being so welcoming and kind to me for my first day on the job. You're all the sexiest bastards I have ever had the honor of ruling over. I would like to end this statement with an opportunity to give one of you a role beyond your wildest dreams. I am opening up a voluntary role of Royal Footstool. A bad bitch needs a place to rest their feet, and I know a lot of you degenerate motherfuckers out there would love nothing more than to serve their queen. The best part about it? The role rotates daily. Everyone gets a chance to be my furniture. That sound good? Anyway, enough talk. I'll see you bitches later for the party.
Well, I think they made a very good choice appointing her to be queen. She almost got me signing up for that job. Gotta love that Lust Layer dialect, too. Such potty mouths. Anyway, one more thing for all of you. There is a hotel up in the Limbo Layer that should be very proud of themselves because they broke the hell record of most curse words said in just 60 seconds. The insane little creatures did it. They managed to fit over 2,000 curse words in just 1 minute. They listed off all of the curse words in English, Spanish, Japanese, and Welsh. And you know what? They even had a little bit of time at the end to say 20 words in Kikongo. Kikongo! That's crazy. I didn't even know that many existed. The investor of the hotel was very, very happy indeed with the results. Take a listen to his response.
Wow, I couldn't believe my very ears. It was a non-stop cavalcade of naughtiness. It was a constant flow of profanity. It was a never-ending stampede of slurs and curses. I've never felt so much pride for these idiots in my entire life.
That was the hotel's investor, Alistair the Radio Demon. Wait, Radio Demon? What's he doing putting money into a hotel? Either times are tough for the poor son of a gun, or I'm missing out on something in real estate. Also, little fun fact about the hotel. Did you know the manager of that hotel is a record holder for longest distance ran in 1 minute? She could have gone for longer, but the guy she was chasing had to give up sooner or later. First off, some exciting news. We're changing our name. So to our surprise, there's a demon up on the Wrath Layer called ULTRARADIO. And they hang on, I've got it in writing somewhere. No, not that one. No. Here we go. Change name now. Alt, not radio show. Radio spelled with a backwards E. ULTRARADIO is Endbringer. Change name now, or look, the rest of the letters just threats and other things that can't be said on broadcast, but you get the idea. One more story for today. I know, only 2 stories. Wow. The big man downstairs is creating a new reality. Not your conventional infernal circle, no. This one is strictly for the sinners of the digital variety. I'll let the big man himself give you the lowdown.
We're currently receiving a large wave of sinners whose actions are non-corporeal, tick none of the boxes of the pre-existing circles, and exist solely in cyberspace. However, after long talks with Mr. Bezos at the Trinity of Reality Summit, we're glad to announce the development of a new cyberspace reality. With this new technology, we can judge the appropriate souls more accurately and tailor their afterlife experience more precisely. For example, people who used AI technology in the creative space in a way that completely replaces human touch will be cursed to draw by hand using pencils made of osmium until they can recreate Jan van Eyck's The Last Judgment with 100% accuracy. Smaller sins like being a fan of gacha games won't be punished so harshly. Instead, they will just have a near impossible chance of getting good rolls. If by the incredibly negligible chance that they do, the save file gets corrupted beyond comprehension and beyond salvation. We hope that this new reality will usher in a new age of more accurate judgment and more precise execution.
Huh. Ain't that something? Note to self to clear my browsing history.